Hey ladies, hey lovelies, and welcome back to the K Corner, where hormones get balanced, guts get healed, and we let that shit go. Literally, physically, emotionally, mentally, all the illies that you can think of, we're letting it go. Hi, my name is Kayla. I'm your holistic wellness coach, your nutritionist, and your go-to girly for cycle syncing, detoxing, and building a body that you actually want to live in. Yes. If you're into practical wellness with a little bit of sass and a bit of science thrown in there too, definitely go ahead, hit that button, subscribe. I drop weekly videos all about these kinds of different topics. I'm pretty raw and real. I don't spend a lot of time on editing. I don't have the time for it. So I apologize in advance. You get what you get at this point. Okay. I see my little kitty cat is getting very playful today. Hey, Ruby. You might see her pop in and out over here. Right, let's jump into it. Today, we are talking about why you still get bloated even though you're eating clean. Okay. And I'm going to be dropping a few helpful tips, hacks that you could literally implement today to help support your gut. So I've got my notes ready because I do not remember everything I need to talk about in 40 minutes. And I try and keep these a little bit more structured than my not a podcast. For those of you who are joining in, who've never jumped in here, I acted on the most craziest idea ever and I started a podcast, but I started a podcast with literally no preparation, no nothing. I stick on my microphone, I drive in my car, kid in the back, indicators going, and I just talk. It's called Mind Before Coffee if you wanted to check it out. It is the unhinged version of this. Although I'm starting to feel this is getting even more unhinged the more I film these deep dives. Yes. Why are you still getting bloated even though you're eating clean? And I know that this is very much of an issue, a common issue with a lot of my clients. You decide now to get playful. Hey, it does move, it rolls, yes. So I know a lot of my clients struggle with this issue. Can I maybe usher you out? There we go. Otherwise, I'm going to have a ball rolling up and down over here. So we're talking about why we still get bloated even though we eat clean. And this is something that I often see quite common with my clients, is that they're doing the hard work, they're eating the clean, they've just started with getting onto a holistic protocol of mine, but they're still getting these bloated symptoms. You might find that you are eating clean, you're eating the salads, you're drinking the smoothies, you're doing all the things that are healthy, and maybe that some things that you think are healthy, but you're still feeling bloated, you're still struggling with some of those things. So we're going to deep dive into why that could be possible, and some hacks, some tricks, some things that you could start today that will help you heal your gut and help you look after your gut, basically. First thing that I want to touch on, first talking point that I want to talk on, is clean eating is not the same as gut supportive eating. They are two very different things in the grand scheme of things. So something like a green smoothie or like an oat milk in your coffee, you can do that, or an almond butter on toast, like green smoothies, almond butter, that might seem really healthy, and yes, it can be healthy. Like, it's not healthy. It's definitely a lot healthier than a lot of other shit that's out there. So it could seem healthy to you, but like if you're struggling with a histamine issue or an oxalate overload, that's going to irritate your body. So you can then end up sitting with more issues, and or even more prominent issues, and you'll probably notice it more because you're not constantly struggling. They pop up a little bit more aggressively sometimes because you have been clean eating, and now your body's starting to rear its ugly head and start showing you what the real root cause is, which, like I said, histamine overload, oxalate overload, sluggish bile, all of these things could get now even more aggravated and then flare up a little bit. Then the almond butter isn't healthy for you or isn't good for you necessarily. So when it comes to each person, every single person is different. We're all unique. We all have different body compositions. different like ways that our body works. We also have different genetics. We also have gone through different experiences throughout life. Some of us have dealt with severe trauma. Some of us have dealt with more emotional, mental strain, like whatever the case may be. We've all been through different things. We all come from two unique parents with different histories, different backgrounds, there's so many variables. The point I'm trying to make is that each and every person is so unique. You have to understand that there is a bio-uniqueness, and therefore we need to treat each and every person or body as an entity in itself and not comparable to anything else. So what protocol might work for one person might not necessarily work for another. Green smoothies might work great for Sandra, but it bloats poor Karen out, bloats her out the moment she takes 2 sips, okay? Because they both are uniquely different. They've had different histories, gone through maybe different illnesses, they've different fitness levels, whatever the case may be, they're different. And therefore, we need to treat each person individually. It is a big thing that holistic practitioners go over in their studies is that we need to treat each person as a whole entity in itself, and we need to have a look at the entire history and the entire person and kind of build a roadmap and build a unique individual protocol for each person, because each person will need to be treated differently. It's not a one plaster fits all situation. That's not how it works. We need to understand that we're different and we need different things to heal the body, and different paths. And some people heal quite quickly, other people take a lot longer to heal. There's so many variables. If you had to look at my client list, it's incredible the different paths and the different healing journeys. Number 2, the gut is not just your stomach. It's like the whole digestive system. So it's not your gut, it's just not the stomach, it's the whole thing. So bloating, I'm going to list off a few things. Bloating can be from low stomach acid, poor bile production, sluggish liver, which is quite a common thing, believe it or not, pancreatic enzyme deficiency, slow motility, and microbial overgrowth, which is like your SIBO, your candida, parasites, things like that, which again is also surprisingly more common than what you might think. So there could be an issue in the stomach, could be an issue in your colon, could be issues in small intestine, in your liver, in your pancreas. There could be instabilities in any one of those areas that could be causing an issue in the bigger grand scheme of things. So the bloating could be caused from any of those areas. That whole digestive system, you have to go even deeper into the digestive system. People are like, the gut. And then they're like, oh, just drink some collagen and, I don't know, some lemon water. I'm like, but what if that's not the issue? What if the issue is somewhere else anyway, let me not get too much into it. Next up is over-reliance on veggies, protein powders, and health foods. And I see this a lot. And don't get me wrong, when I go further deeper into this, and I'll preface it as well, right? Obviously, raw veggies, really great. Really, I'm not villainizing raw veggies, but we do have to consider that in some cases, raw veggies can aggravate certain issues in certain people. Protein powders, I get it. It's easy, convenient, nice to digest. If you're a busy mom, if you're burnt out, if you don't have time, if you're a boss babe CEO girly who needs to get extra protein in, and you are running at 120 kilometers an hour, yes, drink the damn protein shake. I will never villainize something that helps you do better, even though it's not the best option. Yes, if you've got the time and you're not burnt out and you're feeling good, cook the damn eggs. Make yourself the eggs. When I've got time, I put the effort in. When I don't have time, a damn protein shake is just as good. You're getting the protein in. It's that or you don't get the protein in. So my brain goes, well, it's working. So we have the over-reliance on these because we get comfortable and lazy. So that is for the girlies that aren't burnt out and do have time, which, let's be honest, most of us are a little burnt out and stressed and all that kind of good stuff. But we can fall into a place of complacency, and it's easy just to jump for the protein shake or the protein bar, and then it's not actually, like, we could have done better. It's not because we genuinely are just trying to survive and get through life and still try and meet our health goals. So things like raw kale salads, protein shakes, nut heavy snacks, and oat milk lattes. Oat milk, I won't go there. That I will villainize. I will villainize the oat milk. That's just bullshit. And I was on oat milk for a while. I will villainize that. I'm not a big fan of oat milk. Say what you say. If you love oat milk and you love drinking it, go for it. I wouldn't necessarily villainize oats, just from the premise that, again, it's a quick, easy meal. If you are burnt out, if you are a busy mom, sometimes oats can be a quick, easy way to get a half decent breakfast in. And it is a decent breakfast. It's not, you'll hear people rant on about how it's modified and there's all the oxalates and all the phthalates. If you've got the time, energy, effort, finances to eat a savory, well-cooked breakfast, go for it. If you've got the facility for that, go for it. But if you do not, and literally oats is what you have at your availability, then there's nothing wrong with it. Breakfast is still breakfast. You're still eating, and that's still great from there. You can still work on it. You can make your oats healthy. You can make them better, all that good stuff. Oat milk, that shit's the devil. Eat the oats, don't eat the oat milk. There are so many better alternatives out there. So many better alternatives out there. Right? You could still do better. You could still do better than oat milk, you know. Hopefully I'm not sounding too contradictory over here today. So these kinds of things, like your kale salads, your oat milk and your protein shakes and whatnot, they can be hard to break down within the gut, and that can be kind of like bloat inducing. It can cause additional inflammation in the gut, and that slows down digestion, compromises digestion, just can aggravate in general, especially if your gut isn't in a good, healthy place to begin with. Then you are going to see even more of a reaction to these things. Some people can eat the raw kale and they are fine and they're good and they're happy, sorted, not a problem. And that's probably one of my biggest gripes when it comes to health and wellness on social media, is people will villainize things like kale. They will say it's bad for you, it's got the oxalates, blah, 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 right? It's got all that stuff, got those crazy things in it, which, fair enough. If you are sitting with an issue where you do have an oxalate overload or you do have a histamine issue, those things can aggravate. But if you don't, you're fine. You can eat it. You're not going to die from kale. It's like the carrot scenario. I was talking about the carrots the other day. Some lady was talking about how carrots are bad for you. And I was like, guys, carrot and kale is still better than a McDonald's breakfast. I will leave that argument there. Okay, if we're eating whole foods, we're eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, we're getting a good amount of protein in, however that form is, that's a good job, and you should be high-fived for that. Okay, too many people are making living healthy a difficult situation. They make it look difficult to attain, when in actual fact it just comes down to cutting out some of the shit and making sure you eat your meals. Okay, this is becoming more of a rant today than gut healing. Enjoy, guys. Okay, next talking point is you probably stressed as fuck and you're eating in fight or flight mode. Okay, now we hear about this a lot. A lot of people talk about fight or flight mode, nervous system. I'm seeing some beautiful creators online talking about nervous system regulation and really doing the work. And I really think, like, as millennials, that is the next thing. Like, it was do the therapy, go to the psychologist. Now I'm seeing it as do the nervous system regulation, do the nervous system healing. So exciting, like, really great. It's all good stuff. Glad to see that it's been talked about a lot more. I definitely think it's going to be an amazing step forward in people's healing journey. And just, again, another tool for your tool belt to become a better version of yourself, which we should all be striving to be better every single day. You know, whether that is shifting the hour you drink your coffee at, or ending world starvation. Either way, there are amazing things to do. Okay. So the nervous system and the gut is connected. Okay, there is connected. A lot of people talk about the gut being the second brain. The gut is responsible for a lot of things like, eliminating hormones. It plays a role in your immune system. There's a lot that happens. So there is a lot that goes on from the gut and how it's connected with the body. So it being connected with the nervous system plays a huge role, especially as that's the topic we're talking about. So even the cleanest meal, super clean, you eat amazing, right? Organic this, organic that, pasture raised, grass fed, all the things. Okay, you eating the caterpillar that came on your lettuce, it's that organic. Okay, you eat the cleanest meal possible, healthiest, cleanest meal. You still won't be able to digest it if you are tense AF. Okay, if you are not managing that rest and digest mode, if you are stressed, you burnt out, your nervous system is causing haywire, the cortisol is spiking, you're not gonna digest properly. A lot of people actually struggle with digesting because they're continuously in flight mode all the time. It's a big thing. Like cortisol, stress in itself causes so much havoc in the body. What did they say? Who said what? About stress being the number one killer. There must have been some research paper. I read it a long time ago, right? It was just very interesting, right? Because we always scared about all these other crazy things, yet people are dying from stress every day. Not stress per se. Stress induces many chronic illnesses or illnesses, chronic illnesses. Stress induces many issues within the body that leads to those kinds of things. I don't know like how free I am to talk on social media. I see some videos of people talking and they're like, oh, I probably can't say that. Or they use different words and I'm like, oh, can we not say certain things? Okay. Anyway. So if you are rushing, you're not chewing properly, you're doom scrolling while you're eating, you are sitting slumpish while you're eating, you're not moving after eating, because not everyone's going to take a walk after they eat. It's great. If you can, awesome, brilliant. Okay. If you can at least pace around the house a little bit or go walk in the garden, brilliant, great. Move a little bit, even if it's standing and doing a bit of a jiggle. Okay. Moving after you eating. If you're doing some of these things, not moving, not chewing properly, eating too fast, you're compromising your digestive system, and your digestive system already is going to struggle to digest on top of being stressed and not having that nervous system regulation if you're constantly in fear, which like I think about now and I realize like why I ended up with such horrific health issues all of a sudden out of the blue was basically I was living in a situation where I was permanently in fight or flight for like 4 years of my life. And then, when I was out of that situation, my body started like going, oh, I can rest. Then all of a sudden, like it was like health issue after health issue after health issue after health issue. And I was like, wow, like trauma induced illness is a real thing. Hands down. Hands down. Okay. And it comes back to that ideology of like too much cortisol leads to so many other things. And if you too stressed, you're in permanent fight or flight, you're not digesting your food properly, it's going to cause gut issues. It will. Damn. Like I'm also realizing things myself here. Like honestly, this is like therapy for me, talking to you. Okay, cool. Number 5, the next talking point I want to go over is gut dysbiosis and pathogens don't care how clean you eat because they're munching on that shit too. I'm telling you. Okay, this is where we talk on probably one of my favorite things ever. Okay. I would say I love talking about this even more than I love talking about hormones. Goddamn parasites. Guys, love it. Parasites is my jam. Okay. Parasites, candida, gut, bad bacteria, they will all happily ferment anything you eat. Your freaking zucchini noodles, they will ferment that, fart up a storm in your gut, and then you sitting with a bloated stomach and you're like, but I'm eating healthy. Yeah, well, if your gut isn't balanced with the right amount of good and bad bacteria, if your parasite situation isn't under control, if candida is literally exuding out of the ends of your gut, okay, doesn't matter how clean you eat. I'm telling you, those little critters are loving life. Loving life. Okay. You gotta get that shit under control, guys. Okay, I'm just telling you now. So clean food won't kill off those infections. Okay, you would need targeted intervention. Now, let me preface this: not everybody has candida overgrowth. Not everybody has uncontrolled parasite situation. We all have parasites. We just don't all have it like crazy. Okay, let me just preface that. Okay, and not everyone has an overgrowth of bad bacteria. Okay. Most people have those things and don't know they have it, mainly because they're already not eating healthy and they just comfortable living in discomfort, right? It's like that happy medium, right? We're not uncomfortable enough to complain, but we're also not uncomfortable enough to change. A lot of people are in that space in their lives. Okay. One day we'll bring them over to the dark side, the green side. Okay, one day we'll bring them over here and then they'll realize. But those of you who are eating healthy, which is the people I'm talking to right now, you're eating healthy, but you're still getting bloated, you probably could be potentially dealing with an instability in your gut. I wanted to say flora and fauna. You could be dealing with imbalance between bad and good bacteria. You could be dealing with parasites that have just gotten a little bit out of control, candida overgrowth or whatnot, and they raking up a storm. So you would need some sort of intervention. You would need to look at mold exposure. You do want to have a look at your antibiotic intake, birth control, and your food poisoning history can be culprits for this and can really mess the gut up quite considerably. Those are the ones that I've got listed here. There are probably a couple more. I'm just seeing if I can bring anything out of my brain. So mold exposure, antibiotics, birth control, and food poisoning history can be culprits of those things. Naturally, if you drink water, eat fruit, eat meat, eat vegetables, you have a parasite. And, whether it is out of control, at the end of the day, you most likely always going to have a parasite because we are eating and drinking and all that kind of good stuff. You can just keep your gut healthy, right? And not allow the parasites to get out of control. I think is probably the best way I could describe that without being too woo-woo, because I am the person who will tell you that a parasite is telling you to eat the chocolate bar. But that is a bit of a far reach for some people. So we'll just keep it there, okay? Right. A hormonal bloat is often actually a gut hormone liver triangle issue. Okay, the hormonal bloat. So if you're bloating like in your luteal phase just before your period or during your period, that could be a link. It could be like a love triangle between your hormones, your gut, and your liver. Okay. Estrogen needs to be broken down via the liver and then it's excreted out of through the gut. Okay, you shit your estrogen out. Okay, now if your gut is sluggish or your liver is sluggish, one of the two, if your gut is sluggish, estrogen will get reabsorbed. So say your liver is working great, liver's like, I've got this, girl, I'm getting rid of the extra estrogen, goes through the gut because your gut needs to now, shit it out, but your gut is sluggish, right? We've got too much shit in there. The estrogen gets reabsorbed, leading to estrogen dominance. Okay, that will then lead to bloating, PMS, irritability, cranky. Like estrogen is a beautiful hormone. She's the one that makes you feel pretty. She's the one that makes you feel sexy. She's like amazing. But if you got too much of her chilling around in your body, the ego gets a little too big and then it becomes a bit narcissistic. And we all know a narcissist is ugly AF. Okay, right? No, we don't. It's cranky, it's mean, it's horrible. No, we don't want too much estrogen. Okay, right. Now, 5 powerful gut healing tips that you can start today. So 5 things you can do today that probably don't cost too much. Even if you just take one of these and start with one of these, it's going to be a huge, amazing start for you. I like to try and give you guys easy, simple things to implement that's not crazy. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. I'm not going to tell you to go buy a massive red light bed, even though those things look incredible. And one day I will have one. I'm not that crazy. Okay, we can just stick to the lemon water. That's a great start. Okay, anything that you start today that is for your health is a step in the right direction. Okay, so that needs to be applauded as well. I'm big on that. Okay, number one, that's nice and easy. Add digestive bitters or apple cider vinegar before meals. Okay, you can do the bitters underneath your tongue. You can do the apple cider vinegar in some water. Drink that before meals. It wakes up the digestive system, wakes up your metabolism, stimulates the stomach acid and bile, gets things, primed. It's your primer. Or you girlies putting your primer on your face and worrying about which primer is going to do a great job. Okay, apple cider vinegar, do it for your guts. Okay, we're all about internal beauty here. Okay, external beauty as well. I mean, I think everyone's beautiful though. On the outside, on the inside. Listen, some of you are ugly on the inside. These are getting more and more unhinged. This will help break down food and reduce bloating instantly. You see, I needed these notes because I get lost, guys. I go on an ADHD binge and I'm ovulating right now. So I'm confident. I'm ready to say whatever I'm going to say. You'll go see the videos from the past few weeks and you'll see the difference. I'm a different person. If that doesn't prove to you that cycle syncing or like the different cycles are real, I don't know how else I can prove it to you. Okay. Next up, the next thing that you can do that is easy, almost free, because let's be honest, you're still going to spend a little bit on the apple cider vinegar. Okay. But the next one, activate your rest and digest mode before eating. Okay. So AKA nervous system, dealing with your nervous system so that it doesn't feel like it's running from the goddamn line every time you sit down to eat. Okay. It's not good. Your digestive system's like, no, I can't digest this. I need to protect you. Yeah, that's what your body does. Okay. And it's because you put yourself there, right? The way we can do this is 30 seconds of breathing. You can do like a box breathing. So in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. I always forget the last hold for 4. Okay. Just 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. 4 fours. Okay. Good deep breathing. When you breathe, make sure that you get into the rib cage. The rib cage expands and the belly expands. Okay. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel weird, especially for those girlies who feel a bit insecure about their midriff. They're like, my stomach can't go out. Yes, it can. Okay. Stick it out. We don't want no surfboard bellies. When we're breathing, we want the belly to be big and round. Okay. Embrace the belly. Get it out there. Okay. That is the only way I know for sure that you are breathing a good way. Okay. If we're not opening up the belly, we're not getting deep enough, those ribs aren't expanding, which means we're breathing just up here, and that pointless. Okay. Then no screens, no standing, no chaos. Okay. Get rid of the screen, sit down, breathe, relax, just get in the zone. Okay. If you're somebody who is highly stressed, or you're having a very chaotic time in your life, you lead a very chaotic life, this is going to be the thing that you do before you eat. Okay. If you're living passenger princess life, okay, you chill, you zen, you don't have much stress in your life, you can do the breathing. It's going to be great, but you probably are okay by the sounds of it. Okay. I wonder. Let me know which one you are in the comments down below. I would love to see the mix. How many stressed, crazy, chaotic raccoons do we have? And how many passenger princess, cutesy patootsy, chill girlies we have? Let's see. Okay? Who's doing the breathing and who's not? Okay? Next up, poop daily. Okay? I talk about poop a lot. Okay? Prioritize elimination. Super important. You want to be pooping daily. If you're pooping more than once a day, great. If you're pooping less than once a day, we need to talk. We need to sort that out. Okay. Bloating often means things are not moving. Okay. Constipation is a real thing. And a lot of the time I see my clients don't even realize they're constipated until I ask them, did you poop today? And they're like, no. Did you poop yesterday? I can't remember. Okay. You want to be regular. You want to be pooping. Okay. And if you need to check off create a poop tracker. Oh my gosh, am I making a poop tracker for you guys? I'll make one and I'll put it on my stand store. If you need a chart, a toilet chart to check off every time you poop so you can make sure you're pooping every day, do it. It is incredibly important. Okay. If you feel like you're constipated, you're not pooping daily, you can have a look at magnesium citrate. Really, really great for keeping things regular. You can also add additional fiber to your diet if you have not already. Things like chia seeds, flax seeds are really great to add into your diet. Fruits, veggies also have a good amount of fiber in just to keep you nice and regular. Apples are really good as well. Papayas, guys. Ooh, papayas. I don't know how much fiber is in papaya, but a papaya will get you going. Okay. If you are pooping after you have your coffee, you're constipated. Side note there. Okay. Think of it as like a mobility ritual. Okay. You can do things like squats, twists, lemon water, tongue scraping, take your magnesium, do your little morning ritual. Okay. And that should help get things moving a little more. Okay. If you're not pooping daily, your gut's literally going to throw a tantrum. It will. It will. And then you can't come to me and complain and be like, Heather, but I'm so bloated. I'm struggling with bloating. But you're not pooping every day. Okay? Make sure you're pooping every day, guys. Number 4, add antimicrobial herbs for low-grade gut pathogens. Again, we're talking parasites. Okay, so you can start easy. You do not need to get a parasite tincture. You do not need to go on a full-blown gut killing spree. Okay, you can if you want, and I do, by all means, put some of my clients on full-blown hardcore parasite cleansers if they need it. Okay, but you want to do something at home, something easy to implement from today. You can add things like garlic, oregano, clove, oil of oregano in small doses can really, really help and be effective at assisting with any funny things, viruses, molds, toxins, heavy metals, all of the good things, okay, that can help a lot. So this specifically garlic, oregano, clove, all of that really does help target bacterial overgrowth and yeast. So yeast and bacterial overgrowths will really help with that. Even like one whole garlic, okay, you chomp that every day, can make a huge difference in your gut health. I know you don't see it. I know sometimes you might not feel it, but just if anything, if it's just in your head, okay, even if it's a placebo, I don't honestly see what could go wrong by eating a clove of garlic every day. I know of doctors who swear by eating a whole clove of garlic every single day, right? Especially when you're working, some of the ones that are working in hospitals with very sick people, munching on their garlic. I've heard of doctors who do that. Okay. They must be onto something, right? Last one, support your liver daily. Daily. Okay. If there's one thing that I work on with every single client at some point in their healing journey, it's their liver. Okay. Beyond their hormones and their gut, which they're all connected in any way, I do tend to take time out to specifically focus on their liver with every single one of my clients. Very close. I mean, maybe there's one or two that I haven't done liver stuff with them yet. Okay. So liver is your queen of detox. Okay. She's the one getting rid of all the shit out of your body. Okay. If she's not working 100%, if she's a bit sluggish, okay, she's not going to do so great. Things are going to start getting backed up. Things are going to get reabsorbed. I'm talking hormones, toxins, all of that good stuff. Okay. Then we're going to start really feeling. With a sluggish liver, we tend to fall into that space of being uncomfortable, but not uncomfortable enough to complain, but also not uncomfortable enough to do something about it. Okay, it's sneaky like that. Okay, things like lemon water, castor oil packs. Love castor oil packs, one of my favorite biohacks. Dandelion tea, glutathione as well, really, really good. And coffee enemas if you're feeling a little, frisky. That, or even colonics. I swear by colonics, absolutely amazing. Really, really phenomenal for the gut and for the liver as well. Colonics, I went for colonic a while ago when I was doing my parasite cleanse. One of the most satisfying things for me, but I'm also a weirdo. So I mean, I'm there like checking the pipe out, going like, oh, did you see that? So I went for a colonic, and one of the most satisfying things is when the liver gets like a toxin push. Okay. If there's anybody who is a colonic specialist, you can tell me exactly what this is. But basically what happens is the water will come out and it will go almost like luminous yellow. Okay. And that is a surefire sign that your liver has pushed out toxins. It's done a big release. Okay. Absolutely phenomenal. I actually did it on a parasite cleanse. So I ended up having that big like toxic release. I released gallstones, and then I released a few extra worms, which was fun. I mean, I loved the experience. I'm super, geeking over that kind of stuff. But I know it's gross for some people. So colonics enemas, they are fantastic. Lemon water is a surefire, easiest way to start supporting your liver today. You can do warm water with lemon. In the morning, you can add your chia seeds there as well for additional fiber, so that you're kind of packing, two things there in one. And then castor oil packs, also like a really fan favorite of mine. I always recommend a castor oil pack when doing a liver cleanse. Again, I usually issue those out to clients I know need them, that I work one-on-one with. You can do gentle liver cleanses. You can do hectic liver cleanses. They are out there. You will have people say you don't need to cleanse your liver. Your liver is a cleansing tool. Great, awesome. You are not wrong. Your liver is a cleansing organ, and it does clean. It's supposed to clean. But if you're not supporting it and you're not helping it to work optimally, it's not going to do its job effectively. Okay. It's like telling me, like so many people are like, oh, you don't need a liver cleanse. I'm like, okay, so you never change your oil filter in your car. Okay. You get it now. You get it now. Okay. Sometimes our body needs a little bit of help. Sometimes we've done too much damage. We've eaten like shit for the last 5 years. We've taken in so much medication, and medication is a massive, massive thing. It really, really puts pressure on the liver. Imagine the liver, like your liver is designed to get rid of toxins out of your body. Now, what if you are having to take chronic medication? Your liver needs to detox some of that out as well. Yeah. We start putting too much pressure on the liver. Chronic medication, or just normal medication in general, any sort of medication. Not saying that medication is bad. Some of us need medication. Some of us need the Western medicine. Modern medicine is a beautiful thing, but it doesn't come with its drawbacks. Okay, it's not perfect. That puts pressure on the liver. Eating wrong, eating like shit, eating McDonald's every day, for 5 years, putting pressure on the liver. Hormonal imbalances, which can happen of our own volition. It can also just happen because our bodies genetically turned out like that, and we are predispositioned to be weaker in certain areas, whatever the case may be. Okay. Our livers are taking a lot more pressure nowadays than they ever have. And if we're not supporting our liver and looking after our liver, she's not going to be able to do the job she was designed to do. And that's going to lead to more issues. Okay. So just give her the damn lemon water. Okay. Quickly, to break that down, liver water. Did I say liver water? Lemon water. Lemon water in the morning. That's a free, easy one. So you're going to take lemon water in the morning. Then you're going to eat a raw garlic clove. Okay. If that grosses you out, cook with oregano. Okay. Or do the oregano oil. That might be better. Okay. Make sure you're pooping every day. If you're not pooping every day, easy way to do that, magnesium citrate. Okay. Then you are going to breathe. Breathing is free. You're not spending anything. So if you're not even breathing, I'm going to come after you, because that you can do that. Okay, that's free. It's not going to cost you anything. Okay, and then apple cider vinegar before your meals. Okay, those are 5 really inexpensive, easy things to add in. They're small little things that you can add into your daily routines that don't take too much brain power. Okay, I am not asking you to overhaul your entire lifestyle. Okay, I heal incrementally. I've got ADHD. I know. I've done the typical all in. For those of you with ADHD, you go, I'm going to eat healthy. So you overhaul the entire thing. 2 weeks later, you're completely burnt out. Okay. I have learned, and I have to really put myself in place. I treat all my clients the same. We do things in little steps, as many steps as you can, withstand. Some of my clients manage to do 10 new habits in a week. Some of my clients do 1 habit a week. Okay. We add in little tiny things. Okay. And after a year, you've added, if you do 1 a week, you've got 52 new habits that you gained over the year, and you probably would be a different person. Yeah? Makes sense, hopefully. Right. With that said and done, this is it. I'm going to relieve you. Sure, my microphone's still going. I will relieve you of the ovulating version of myself. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give this a like, subscribe to this channel. We're dropping weekly videos. I mean the 4 versions of myself, right? And the 2 other that you'll meet too. I drop weekly videos on all these things. We do deep dives. I've got fitness classes, aerial yoga classes, and some breathing exercises there as well. If you are too lazy to breathe for yourself, you can just listen to one of my no bullshit breathing exercises. Same energy, same vibe, just with me telling you to breathe in and out for 5 minutes. Okay, have fun with it. Other than that, I will catch you guys on the next one. And yeah, if there's anything else, I guess, drop your questions in the comments down below. You do the normal social things that we all like to do. Yeah? Yes. Cool. Bye, guys.